All right, I'd like to call to order the Town of East Troy Planning Commission meeting for the month of August. I'd like the record to show that Commissioner Smith is been excused. We also reached out to our two alternates, Commissioner Zess and Commissioner Dynick, and neither one was available. So we still have a quorum of 6, and we are going to proceed. How we work is on a split meeting format. This is our informational meeting where we have the applicant come up, give us a presentation of what they're trying to accomplish. We will have some questions for the commissioners to the applicants. At that time, we'll have applicants and Dow will have a short discussion amongst commissioners, and then we would open it up to the audience. Anybody who would like to speak in favor of the proposal, anybody who would like to speak against the proposal, and then if necessary, a short rebuttal from the applicant. So we gather up all our information tonight, and in 2 weeks is when we make our decision. Now, that being said, that is not by ordinance, so if it is a straightforward decision we feel we can make tonight, we will make it tonight. First item in the agenda is to review and approve the Plan Commission minutes from July 20th. I would like to table that since we don't have the minutes available for review. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get those ready, and we will review and approve them into the record at the next meeting. Next item on the agenda is a lot line adjustment, CSM N9020 and 9024 Austin Road, PET 7000010E, PET 7000019, Duras LLC. Is anyone here from Duras LLC? Okay, this is the one that came before us a month ago. They didn't really have what we wanted. They were going to tweak it. They were going to come back to us. We have not seen anything. I just don't feel like we should carry it forward another meeting. So I guess I would take a motion to reject. Unless there's any other discussion on that Austin Road lot line adjustment.
Motion to reject.
We have a motion to reject the lot line adjustment. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor of rejection? Aye. Opposed? Motion is rejected. Next item on the agenda is the CSM /rezone N9022 Army Lake Road, PET 1000009, Daniel DeGrave, owner, and Mike Greason, applicant.
So what we're looking to do is rezone 5 acres that's between ES and Interstate 43 that abuts the storage units there to the northeast. And then also wants to, kind of rezone first and then create a 5 acre lot there for business. Rezone it from A3 to B4. I've talked to the county. We've gone around a couple times with a couple calls into them for some questions about it. And they said we can basically, it's non-conforming because it's less than 20 acres. So we can rezone this. They'd like, obviously, the rest of stay A3. And then the family also has a small triangle southwest of this piece that's A3. And they'd like to see that at some point, the lot line adjustment and make that one lot non-conforming the remainder. So the family's open to that. So yeah, the county seems on board. Like I said, I've had multiple calls with them, kind of going over the nuts and bolts of it. And Dennis is here. He can kind of describe what his plan is for the property and the business there.
I think that's helpful.
Sure.
So essentially what I'm looking to do is build a steel building, roughly 40 by 80 or potentially 40 by 100. It will be a woodworking shop, and I guess the best example is think of it like a gym membership. I'm looking to offer memberships to people in the community that would like to do woodworking and be able to use the shop and the equipment.
Great, that's helpful. So just the remaining, if I'm going just off the preliminary, Mike, to the southwest, is there a remaining property that's A3?
Yes. Yep, the rest remain A3 to the southwest of us. So farming.
Okay.
And they continue to farm it. The plan.
And is this a request, zoning request to, did you say B4?
Yeah, it's highway business is B4.
No, B3 is lakefront. So B3 is, or B4 is lakefront.
Oh, then I got that wrong. So
B3 is on the application. That's correct.
okay, sorry, they had it on the map on it. So it'd be highway business is what it's.
Correct, yep.
So, And then,
B3,
B3, sorry about that.
Just what's on here.
And then,
because B4 is waterfront business.
in under highway business, the county told me there's a classification for a club. So she thought that this would, because it's like a monthly membership, would fall under that.
Is that gonna be like, all of a sudden they'll ask you to come back for a conditional use or
Well,
something like
because
that?
That's why she said we probably wouldn't need a conditional use because there's a designation for a club.
They're under,
Yeah, under,
Okay.
yeah, under business, highway business, so,
okay,
but you never know once you get before the county, that might change.
understood,
So,
understood.
Well, you also have the hobby club.
right, that's what she called it, yeah, howdy club, right?
Is there any questions of the applicant from board members?
What are the hours that you're planning to open?
My intention is to have it available 24 hours a day. So people that would be coming in to use it would have, be able to access and unlock their doors, or the door to the building. That can be done by cell phones nowadays, so I don't like a key card or a cell phone. I would have 24-hour video monitoring, because that would be a way for me to be able to keep an eye on everything and make sure things aren't being damaged or stolen or anything like that.
And the storage units are 24 hours a day you can access. I mean, a little different if they're making noise, but.
I mean, the building will be insulated
Understood.
and, you know, walls on the inside. I don't expect that there would be much noise, and if there is, my parents are across the street. They're the only ones that would probably be, you know, I don't expect that there would be noise.
Not any more than 3.
That probably less than a predictor, probably.
What kind of signage, you mentioned it in your presentation to highway ES and in any interstate?
Potentially down the line if possible, and I know that would have to be approved, but I wouldn't mind putting billboard on the freeway side, but if that becomes something that's not desired, that would be fine. I would have signage on the building itself and then probably something by the entrance off of ES.
Something she mentioned too is, she mentioned that the county, the 2050 plan, this is all designated for highway business.
Agreed.
So I didn't see that drawing or whatever, but that's what she told me, so it's, if we can look that far down the road, that's what.
I'm even surprised they were concerned about leaving the remainder A3
I was a
because
little too.
this is our business corridor
Right.
designated, so. But if that's what they want, leaving it A3 for now is fine.
Just a little latitude, I'm curious about the need. I think it's a great idea. I survived shop in high school, about 10 digits. There's a lot of good, helpful knowledge for me. So is there a market, or how did you come up with
Let's
this
say I
idea?
hope so, but I do know that there is a club in West Dallas. Now, this is slightly different, but there is a club in West Dallas that's been around for a long time. They have currently a 3-year waiting period to even be considered to get into their club. They have 130 members. The idea came from knowing a lot of people that are nearing retirement, and I'm like, well, what do you plan to do? And doing woodworking. But to do anything, you know, to build your own shop in your house or your garage, which I've done in my own, not a lot of space, so I hope that this would work.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
A quick discussion, again, the only thing, like Mike and I were discussing, this is our business corridor, there's storage units here. This to me seems to fit just as one person on the board. Any other discussion or comment amongst commissioners?
It has principal uses, at least 2, for this business corridor designation, minimum setbacks, heights, widths for the building. I think it's
Right.
no brainer.
I assume there'd be some sort of parking considerations.
I would assume so. I mean, obviously, we don't have that, but all he's asking for is the rezone. Right now, he's not asking for a variance for setback or,
Yep.
and parking requirements are proposed, so. All right, if no other discussion, I would just open it up to the audience real quick. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal?
I would. I think it's a great idea.
If you could just give,
I get a membership, right?
if you could give your name and address, please.
Rochelle Barrett, N9415 East Shore Road.
Thank you. Anybody else in the audience like to speak in favor? Anybody like to speak against the proposal? All right. Again, I think this is straightforward. If anybody want to make a motion, I think it'd be appropriate.
I'll make the motion to approve,
I'm sorry, can I interrupt real quick? Just real quick, Dave, just wondering if maybe you should recuse yourself from the vote? Okay. You probably were going to just vote abstain, but I just thought I'd get that out there. Continue the motion.
I'd like to, approve of,
Motion to approve?
I'd like the motion to approve for the CSM rezone for N9022 Army Lake Road, parcel number PET 100009.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
A second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a CSM at N9852 Miramar Drive. From what I understand, we're tabling this one.
Yeah, I don't know what the proper procedure is, but they're putting a hold on it, so it won't be back next month. I don't anticipate being back next month, so if you want to remove it from however you want to do it, so.
I'm gonna say right now that we're gonna table it. In the past, we've not had any kind of, we can only table it for a year, but I think we'll discuss that for sure. So we'll table it for now. There may be the statute of limitations there. If it comes back in a year, you'll have to pay the fee again,
Yeah.
but something like that.
Yeah, I explained that to them, so.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is a variance request, N9409 East Shore Road, parcel number PFP 00006. Arthur and Rochelle Merritt. If you could let us know.
Thank you for having us here. We were fortunate enough to bring our folks that are 91 and 93 back to this property that we own at 9409. And they're in their 90s, and all we're asking to do is to make it a one stairway so it's easier for them to go up and down to the beach. So they can stay there longer. So we're asking them taking the 2 stairs, and making it 116 stairs with a little less rise and run to it.
So if you could maybe just help us out. So this is an existing deck, or this is a proposed deck attached here, or this is an
There's
old
nothing
one?
to do with the deck.
Okay,
We're just the stairs.
could you point the stairs out to me? I'm just,
Here, I have this right here. So here's one set of stairs and here's the other. I'm sorry, it's that.
Yep.
Yeah, here's the real steep stairs and here's 3 stairs. And what we want to do is to go from the deck to this landing with one single set of staircases.
okay, excuse me. And I assume it's because it's in the setback currently that you even need it to come for us?
I have no idea why we have to come before you. There in Wilbur County, we had to get resurveyed.
Sure.
And we thought we could just do it because it's not really doing anything with the land.
Well, I saw a request for the county for
And the room,
a permit, a construction site erosion and sediment control permit application. That's what Darren wants to see.
yes, we will, once we get it approved here, if we get the variance approved, then we'll fill that out. And
Yeah,
that
and
would just be,
Vince is not gonna give the permit without erosion control from the county as well, so.
so the erosion control will be right here
Mhm.
where they're,
So the first thing that comes up to my mind is you can only have one access to the lake. We're not adding a second access. We're
No.
taking our existing access and making it more accessible.
yes.
Okay. I'm
So
sorry.
you have a previous variance from 2010 for a change in the setback.
We did have something in 2000, I think it was 11, or 10 or 11, where we did redo the deck and with the staircase there.
Uh,
So So it was basically though putting the deck and the stairs right where they were just, eroded.
You just.
It's in the
We
setback.
replaced it.
The deck.
Yes.
And this size never changed, you
Right.
just replaced the boards.
We just-
Deck.
But we had to go through the county for a variance to just to replace.
And I'm sure it's because if the stairway is pretty much fully in the setback. So, that's why she's here. Okay. Are there any, just one second,
Yes.
questions amongst commissioners for the applicant?
So it's a hardship for your parents to get to the lake under the current conditions.
Correct.
They could enjoy the lake better if we had improved stairway.
Absolutely, yes.
Other questions for the applicant? All right, thank you. Again, just discussion amongst commissioners, for me, it's gonna be in the same place, there's just gonna be a longer run in the same rise.
Yes.
Not going any closer to the neighbor, not going into the high water mark, not a second access to the lake, all the hot button items that immediately popped in my head, I have no concerns with them.
And the neighbors.
Okay.
So it's an area variance, and you did not create the topography. It's there, it's a problem for you. That's the unique condition of the property. It unnecessarily burdens you. The parents can't get down to the water, and there doesn't seem to be any public harm here. In fact, there are a couple letters of support.
Sure. Any other discussion amongst commissioners? All right, I'll open it up to the audience. Would anybody in the audience like to speak in favor of the proposal? You already have. Anybody like to speak against the proposal? Okay. Again, I think this is something we could act out tonight unless anybody disagrees.
Yeah, I'd make a motion that we approve the, reconstruction of the stairway.
It's a variance request.
And 9423 East Shore Road.
I got 9409
Right.
on my agenda.
That's the.
09, okay,
9409,
yes,
sorry.
Okay.
It says 23 on this one.
All right, we have a motion to approve the variance request. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That's on the agenda. Is any other public comment? Any other business amongst commissioners? I would take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.
Will you guys please be on the board for the Walworth County? Thank you very much. So do I get a piece of paper